Yeah, Bayman Rail, mobile phones in prison. In my days, in the 60s, 70s, halfway through the 80s, they never had phones at all. All you had is a letter, but in the early years, you had a letter for a letter, and you put one letter out, you will get one letter back. And you might have a privilege letter, might have a privilege letter and an ordinary letter. Same as your VOs, have a PVO and an ordinary VO, yeah? But all this can be took from you, easy as eyes are winking. Screws want to take that, they take it from you, yeah? But phones, nah, no way. You couldn't even get a phone in the office. There are some people who could do it, maybe, but I've never seen it done in the early years. Later years, yes, but in the early years, I've seen guys crying, mate, in their cells, where their wives maybe had left them, or the wives had not heard from them for months, because you've got to remember that when you had a letter for a letter, and you got these screws in there, in my days were ex-MPs, all big military screws, no good, mate. There was nasty people, and they wanted to give you as much grief as possible. So if you were on a visit and they was on a visit and they see you with a nice woman, your wife, your girlfriend, you wasn't able to touch them or that, you very rarely could kiss them, yeah? And they'd see that and they'd get the ump. So when you go back to your cell and you write a letter, the letter would be put in the post box. They take the letter out, or the screw would come around and get the letters, yeah? The screw would take the letters to his office and go through them, yeah? Before he sent them to the censors. Censors would sometimes come around and collect them, but not 9 times out of 10, the screws would go to the box, under the box, and take the letters into their box by the wing, yeah? Go through the letters, not read them, go through them, look at the guys they want, pull them out, maybe even throw them in a book, leave it there for a week, 2 weeks, yeah? And then decide to send it. And you can imagine, can't you, people outside that want to hear from their old man, maybe one of the family has died or whatever, and you see geezers really going on about crying, mate, crying themselves because they're not heard nothing from their wife, and it causes more problems, you know what I mean? Because when the wife exactly does writing back, she's saying things, why aren't you with me? And he's going to, it's murders. You've seen geezers get bashed up by screws over letters. Yeah, we never got them. Now, well, I think it's the end of the 80s, you started getting phones on the wing where you have phone cards, yeah? But you can only use there's only so many things, so many numbers you could use, because the other end of that phone, they're listening to your calls. Don't worry about that, mate. You know what I mean? You can get the elbow, you won't get to use it. Now, they've got mobile phones. I remember the 90s, when is it? The last time, this is the last time I went away, 203, 204, and then got the IPP. But I remember guys with mobile phones, everyone had mobile phones, mate. It was like, and you can get in contact. Listen, what, is what Terry Ellis says, why did they stop people from talking to their family? Because they want to break you up. They don't want you to be together. They don't want you to be together with your family. That's part of the punishment. Your punishment is when the judge sentences you. That's your punishment. You shouldn't be punished again once you get in prison. That's not enough. That's another punishment. You know what I mean? But they used to give you punishment, mate. Punishment like you'd never believe. I've seen geezers buckled up, bashed up, smashed to pieces. I was the same. I've been bashed up, buckled up, and smashed to pieces. And there's a lot of people. It doesn't matter how big you are, how hard you are. You can't beat that system. You ain't beating that system, mate, at all. And it's the mobile phone is a good thing that you can get in contact on the outside, but there again, it isn't a good thing, because a lot of these guys, they phone up their wives and the phone just keeps ringing and ringing and ringing. Otherwise, they might pick the phone up and the guys, you can hear a guy in the background or whatever, and it causes more problems. There's guys that go absolutely crazy on the phone, shouting at their wives and all this, that and the other. And sometimes mobile phones ain't a good thing, but better than letters, you know. At least you can have some sort of contacts, you know. But Terry Ellis is right. It can keep you sane, a mobile phone. But did you see the size of the mobile phone he had? That's the one they plug. They plug it, mate. Put it in a funny old place. They plug it, take it out later, and then they started getting chairs that when you come in from outside courts or visits, because a lot of people can plug it on visits, yeah. Come in, you've got to sit on a chair. That chair tells them if you're holding a mobile phone in your body, yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic, mate. But now it's not so. What's used now because there's more screws that bring in mobile phones and sell them. They're earning fortunes in now, on mobile phones. Just come in. I mean, look at it now. You can go on YouTube, Facebook, lots of these now, and you've got cons in cells talking to people on the phone on the outside, blatantly doing it, you know, and blatantly doing podcasts in there, you know, and blatantly taking pictures of people. I mean, it's a good idea in a way that it shows that screws perhaps can't take the liberties they used to take. But you've got to remember, the screws today are very young. Yeah, they're not like military screws, they're young. They don't really know how to handle cons. All they want to do is bash the door, stop it, shut the door, and that's it. But the old military screws, they were a little bit different. They're a little bit harder, and they may let you out a little bit, but not much, yeah. But today, it's prisons are very easy, mate. You know, mobile phones, DVDs, colour televisions, everything you want is in a cell, but except freedom. And a lot of them get exactly what they got inside drugs, women, because a lot of these screwesses are playing games with cons in prison for money. You know, it's money. It's about money. You know, I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. It goes on, mate. It goes on. I mean, it was going on when I was away, big time. You know what I mean? Prison officers, young ladies, getting all the cons for money. Yeah, it's going on all the time. Anyway, bang, bang, rail. Please press the like button, subscribe. Nice one.